In late 2014, 20 Coptic Egyptians and one Ghanan man were kidnapped by the extremist group Daesh in Libya. The jihadists gave the men an opportunity to recant their Christian faith, but they refused. After 43 days of torture, they were led out to the beach and died on their knees praying. Daesh soon released a video showing the murders that shocked the world. Their act of butchery was denounced by both Christians and Muslims.
Hi, my name is Todd Polson, and I am the director of the animated short film project, The 21 Martyrs. When we talk about the story, when I tell people what we're working on, the biggest reaction I often get is they're surprised that this happened in 2015 and not hundreds of years ago. It's the sort of story that you read about in the Bible. It's the sort of story that, you hear about in Fox's Book of Martyrs. This doesn't happen today, right? But it did happen and is still happening. When the video came out in 2015 from Daesh, it had the opposite effect that what they wanted. They wanted to horrify the world. They wanted to terrorize the Egyptians and the Copts. And what happened was that people of faith all over the world came together, and it gave them hope. It had the opposite effect. And that's what we want to show in our film. The style and art of the 21 Martyrs film is kind of an experiment. We're trying to blend handmade elements such as 2D animation and stop motion sets with certain computer-generated elements. We're mixing those together. And I'm trying to keep as much of the handmade feel of the film as I can, because I think that there's a warmth there that audiences can connect to. A human actually drew those lines, and there's a warmth there that CG still can't quite get. And I think this story of the Martyrs is a very human story. It's a very deep story. It's a very spiritual story. And I think that the art should represent that. It goes back to the philosophy of the icon painters themselves. You look at an icon of Christ, for example, it looks pretty simple and very graphic, but actually a lot of thought goes into the process. There's layers and layers and layers of paint, and each one represents something different to the artist. And it's very much a worship experience making these things. Each layer is bathed in prayer. There's highlight layers that basically represent, the light of God, for example. So even though we won't be able to capture that completely, I'm hoping that some of those ideas will come through in the film. From all of us on the 21 Martyrs team, we thank you so much for your interest and support in our project. Thank you.